Hi, this is Mr. Guy, and I'm going to be going over the aggregate supply curve and aggregate demand model and with the Phillips curve. And we're going to put them side by side, and we're going to be shifting the aggregate supply curve and see how that affects the Phillips curve. So we're going to do some shifting on the aggregate supply curve. But first, we have the aggregate supply and aggregate demand model, which has the price level on this axis, and then we have real output here. We have long-run aggregate supply at YF, and that is where unemployment is 5%. It's the natural rate of unemployment. We have short-run aggregate supply here, and then we have aggregate demand here, and then we're at point A, which is equilibrium. For the Phillips curve, we have inflation up here. We have unemployment over here. We have the long-run Phillips curve, which basically shows there is no inverse relationship, or there is no tug-of-war between inflation and unemployment in the long run. But in the short run Phillips curve shows as we increase inflation, we go up here, we're decreasing unemployment. As we're going down here, we're increasing unemployment and decreasing inflation. So we're going to do a shift in the aggregate supply curve. So we're going to increase aggregate supply. It could be through government action, it could be a subsidy, it could be a cut in corporate taxes, it could be because resource prices are lower, it could be for many different reasons. So we shifted the short-run aggregate supply, we go from A to B, and we have a situation where both price level goes down and unemployment goes down. And on the Phillips curve, it shows an inverse relationship, so there's no way you move on the line where you get both prices to go down and unemployment to go down. So in this case, the only thing that you can do that makes sense on the graph you're going to shift going this way. So you're going to shift the short-run Phillips curve, and you're going to move it here, and you're going to go in this quadrant where you might say, okay, you might have a point like right here, point B, and that is where prices have gone down and unemployment has gone down. So both of them have decreased at this time. Now, what happens if you have a decrease in aggregate supply, and say we have an increase in oil prices, and it's due to an oil shock. So that's what I was thinking of. We're having an oil shock, and there's an increase in world oil prices and the shortage of oil. So we're going to have point C, and we're going this way and this way. So we're having a decrease in aggregate supply, and this causes stagflation, which is higher prices and higher unemployment. Well, can we get this on the curve? No, we can't. We actually have to shift the aggregate supply curve. And in this case, we'd be looking something like that. So we're shifting the Phillips curve, and we're seeing that it is actually moving and going in this way. So you're seeing C. So when you're shifting the aggregate supply curve, if you're decreasing it, this Phillips curve will increase and go to the right. So if this goes to the left, this goes to the right. If this increases and goes to the right, this goes to the left. So they're kind of mirror images, and they're going off of each other. So those are the different shifting of aggregate supply, and then what happens on the Phillips curve. When you change aggregate supply, you do not move along the line. You actually have to shift the aggregate supply curve. And just think about it. In this case, both prices and unemployment are going down. And in this case, both prices and unemployment are going up. You cannot get both going up if you're going along the line. In one case, when you're going along the line, inflation is going up, unemployment's going down. Unemployment's going up, inflation's going down. The only way to do it is to shift the curve to the right, to the left. Hope this makes sense, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in class or post after the video. Thank you.